something just came to me and I wanted to journal it, so I thought I'd share that, get some more practice doing this live. I want to practice I don't want to say being schizophrenic, but looking, let's say it this way, looking at two sides of something, being two here. Told you it was experimental. Okay, the one side, on the one side, if you listen to Mooji specifically, he teaches and takes people to a place where a lot of what I say doesn't apply. He takes you beyond. And he will tell you, get rid of intent. He won't have you centering in the heart or in the body or in anything like that. He takes you all the way there, so to speak. And so I think you can look at a lot, most of what I offer here as being transitional, perhaps on your way to there. Now, many people won't be called to a teaching and a state like Mooji illustrates and offers. Everyone just needs to follow the heart. I mean, in a way, one could say that his teaching is a little extreme, or where he takes one is a little extreme, and it is, because it's to full disidentification from anything and everything that can be seen. And I talk about this often, but as I've said, I kind of hang back because I'm led to do this and work with heart. All right, so if we want to look at it and say that Mooji illustrates a state that could be called an ultimate spiritual experience. Now, it's not that. Those are terrible words, but there are no words for the state. He takes you to where you're nothing but consciousness. You're nothing but awareness. It even transcends the I am. It transcends God. It transcends everything. All right? So that is one aspect of self, and it's very, very real for all of us. That's who and what we are in reality. That's the ultimate, or one way of, you know, words just don't work for it. This stuff is really challenging to talk about. But let's look at the other aspect, which is the self that's here and present in awareness in 3D. Now, just a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed that it's true, but I have found that it is. The masters will tell you, Nisargadatta was the first one I learned this from, that they get angry too. They get upset, they get negative feelings, they get depressed, they get whatever. And Mooji will tell you this. It's not that you go off into la-la land and you're happy forevermore and you're tiptoeing down the lane, you know, with nothing but lollipops and sunshine. Bad stuff still happens and things arise in awareness, but the master knows they're not real. And so, in a way, very linear way, but in a way, you can almost judge your mastery by how long between the time that whatever it is erupts or arises in your awareness and the time you realize, oh, wait a minute, that's not really me, or that's not really real, or hey, let's step back and take a look at it. Now, I found Eckhart Tolle to have a good mastery of this, to coming to being simply present in the moment. See, we all specialize, and you specialize too, and you're in process of honing your specialty that you either are or will bring to the rest of us. We're all doing this, and thank God for the internet. It's such a marvelous opportunity to just turn it on and talk. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have fancy cameras. Mine costs, $80 on sale. And I only needed it because the standard one that came with the PC, I fried. It just couldn't handle me. So I don't want to get lost here. Okay, so what am I saying? We have a persona. We have a personality, and the masters will talk about this. Mooji will talk about this. And the Nisargadatta are a couple that I think very highly of, that it's like there's a destiny, and the body is almost like a living being on its own. And it has certain inclinations. There are certain preferences, and you don't lose all of these by coming into higher consciousness. See, this would have really surprised me. Maybe it surprises you. You still have preferences. It's just that they're not important. They are supremely unimportant to you. And that's the big difference. See, that's how everything changes and yet nothing changes, and it's both at the same time. Now, Adyashanti or Adya is another one who really has a handle on this. It turns out that masterful people or masters are really, for the most part, regular Joes. We're normal people. All of us are meant to be masters, my friends. It won't be too long, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if all of us will be walking on water, and I'm not kidding, because everything is energy, and our frequencies are rising and rising and rising, and so much more is available to us, I think literally every day, than has ever been. Well, I won't say has ever been before. I don't know. Maybe not for many thousands of years, tens of thousands of years. I don't know right now. But I do know that in our lifetimes, it's never been like this. And it's only getting more intense. It's also a part of time disappearing and going away. Time is literally stepping out of the equation. It's becoming more and more meaningless. And so the way to get in tune with that and to be better able to see it is to look deeply inside and say, what are my beliefs around time? Do I believe that bodies have to age and grow old and die? Do I believe that I have to struggle really hard to climb the mountain, and higher consciousness has to be earned and it takes time and work? What kind of beliefs do you have? Get in there with some, hatchets and axes and shovels and things, and some violet flame and some angels, and how about a cosmic cleanup committee, whatever way you want to go after it. We're becoming self-aware. It's getting more and more easy to self-observe, to simply become watchful. This is to become present. It's a matter of focus, and we're turning it inwards. We've been pointed outwards by society, by our upbringing, education, training, all of it. Everything is focused on the outside of us. We get everything from a box or a newspaper or a radio, and we believe all this stuff, and it's just, okay. It's time to recognize and realize that it really is the Matrix, and it really is shot through with lies. There's very little truth in it. But it doesn't matter. We don't have to go out there with our hatchets and our tools and try to fix things out there. A huge part of this is in recognizing that we're creating it. And whatever it takes for you to begin to allow that in, I'd say go for it. because outside is a reflection of inside. And even if it just takes going to the scriptures and saying, hey, the scriptures tell me this. You know, I have to get rid of the beam out of my eye before the splinter that's in my brother's. I have to work on myself. Go within. Know thyself. I mean, it's an ancient teaching that maybe we've taken it for granted. They've just been words, right? Well, we've only known it this way. We have a whole new way of knowing now. And you got it. It's on the level of heart, or whatever you want to call it. It's much deeper. The level of mind is what has to be surrendered here. Okay, I got off track. I was originally talking about two possible aspects of being, or two possible paths. For me right now, there are two possible things, because when I go and look at Mooji, I often go off into that. And it's not at all challenging. By the grace of God, whatever, you know, enough cleansing of beliefs and assumptions and ideas has gone on that I don't have a lot of that in my way anymore. And so it's just available. But just because that's available, that doesn't mean that's the fullness of who and what I am. Now, it's Mooji's walk to be that in every moment, every day, every way. That's his walk. But my walk is, I've got a different song to sing. And so I can take breaks and go get sustenance and nurturing from that. But meanwhile, I've just got a different walk. So this is the two-ness, I guess, that I'm talking about. And I hope that it's beneficial. I mean, you know, there's nothing. I don't care what we're doing, thinking, or saying, what's going on inside of us. There's nothing that's so very personal. We need to wake up and realize that we're all going through this. And nobody's any better than you. There's nobody better than you. And forgive me, friends, that includes Buddha and Lao Tzu and Jesus and Mohammed. There's no sacred cows here. They all taught this. What did Jesus say? We're going to go and do greater things. Okay, now we've got to take him down. He can't be an idol that we worship. We can't be pointing to him and say he did it all, or we can't be pointing to the sky and saying he's going to come and do it all. He's going to fix everything. Okay, his coming is in you, as you. I am the vine, ye are the branches. Now, that's a oneness, is it not? Through that oneness, cannot Christ come and live again? What are we waiting for? Maybe the second coming isn't what a lot of people have set their minds on. See, they've read the Bible with the mind because we didn't know any better. Because that's how we were programmed into it. Because that's how we were taught, trained, schooled, etc. My heart has shown me a different way of seeing. And I don't find it blasphemy to say Christ can come again in me and you and all of us. Whew, I didn't know this was what was going to be said. I had a real simple idea for this. Okay. You know, it is what it is. Let the chips fall where they may. We've got to be true to our truth. I don't know if I can go back to what I was trying to say. I'm just going to accept what was said through me and let it go at that.